everybody, it's Cheryl, and today I have a special treat for you. I am going to be interviewing Shaine Amour, who is a graduate of the How to Speak Spirit program and a wonderful medium and teacher, and she's in the waiting room right now. I'm going to let her in. I'm so excited to see her. Hello there.
Hi. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you again.
It's been a while.
It's been a day.
Yeah, we usually just message.
You look beautiful.
So do you.
I know. And thank you. I'm so super excited. My gosh. It's so funny. I want to share with you last night, too late to share with you, too late to text. We were watching TV and I saw the Eiffel Tower on whatever show we were watching. I'm like, yes, perfect. That's what we fed.
And I was thinking about you all morning while I'm drinking my coffee out of my Paris mug. Every time I look at the mug, I'm like,
of course.
We have our French connection, our teaching connection, our mediumship connection.
Yeah.
A lot in
it's
common.
Crazy. And I mean, and like before this call, I was sitting here and just reflecting on our parallels, like, my gosh, you have 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl, and so much more. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. How are you?
I'm great. And I see that you're doing really well too. I should ask, how are you?
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, it's been a whirlwind. I'm doing very well, readjusting because, what a pivot I made during everything going on. So I'm finally, I think, settling in.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So, okay, I have some questions to ask you, and I do want to ask you about the shifts in your spiritual business in a little bit, but let me start with the basics because I think I'm going to be posting this on the YouTube channel and posting it for the How to Speak Spirit members and posting it in Translating Spirit. So for those who may not know you, how did you know that you were a medium? How did you get started with mediumship?
Well, that's a loaded question. And really a long story short, for me, it was about readiness. I had to be ready. So, through a flurry of trauma and loss of my own and plunging me into self-healing and personal development and doing Reiki, it brought a lot of unneeded stuff out of me. So yeah, I was doing Reiki on myself and others. And that's where I really started to notice a pattern of, seeing people's loved ones. But I should back up. It basically helped me. Any experiences I had been having my whole life. My earliest memory was seeing like twinkles of light at the age of 13. Earlier than that, early as far back as I can remember. I just remember being so sensitive and emotional and in tune to other people's energy. So I knew I was sensing things. I was seeing lights. And although I was getting messages, I didn't understand that I didn't realize it all. So fast forward back to the Reiki, when I was really diving deep into that brought it out. So that exposed the pattern of, hey, I'm doing like Reiki. I really should be focusing on the energy healing, which there was a lot of great value out of that. But the pattern emerged with, I got to pay attention to, my focus is more on seeing people's loved ones in sessions. So I reshifted back then. And in doing so, upon self-guided research, mentors with your lovely self, and then taking all of that, plus my life experience, trauma and loss, all of that, right? All of that together, then just threw myself to the lions and really applied it. So yeah, long story, but that's pretty much the general idea. So
yeah,
crazy.
There are some more connections.
And one
too,
more
because
thing.
I also had suffered some losses before I realized that I could connect as a medium. And Reiki was also a big part of my journey, as you know. So for those of you who are
Right,
involved
yeah.
in learning Reiki, it definitely will open you up in terms of intuition and mediumship. But what was the other thing you're going to share?
Yeah, well, another pattern that started emerging with from the time I started really, noticing other people's loved ones, and up until my most recent shift, a big pattern that I wasn't really putting together until more recently was people asking, or maybe leaving after a session or sharing excitement, but then followed by, oh, wow, you're so gifted. I wish I had the gift. And although, yeah, part of me was great that I could help them in that way, there was another bigger part of me that, like, I kept finding myself telling them, wait, no, you can do this too.
Yes.
But you got to remember the intention at the time was either they came for a healing session or they came for a reading, right? So I had to just deliver that offer. So again, another pattern emerged where I was really invited to reassess and reshift my intention and my mission, and here we are. So it's crazy. It's been a crazy ride.
I told you it would be a crazy ride.
Yeah,
And
I should have.
I
I
always
should have
tell
buckled
you,
up.
I always say that at the beginning of the spirit program still, because, for those who are devoted to moving forward on their spiritual journeys, it is always a wild ride, and it's always an individual experience, but it's magical, and it's sometimes crazy, but it's fun. It's worth it. It's worth the journey. And I
Absolutely.
always saw you shifting into teaching intuitive work, mediumship. So tell me a little bit about that. I know that, you started out with the angel lights and as a healer, and then you were doing readings. I know at one point you were doing psychic work, doing readings online. And I said to you at the time that I think this is a good thing for the time being, but I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. It's not going to have a lot of fulfillment for you in the long run. Is that how it went down for you?
You were right again. I can't keep track anymore. All the tallies. No, you were spot on. I had to live it. I had to experience it. But there's so much symbolism with my journey and teaching. I realized the pattern now. I had resisted it for so long. Before I even started my spiritual business journey, if you will, the spiritual mission, you may remember, I was in public education working as a teaching assistant. So that was, although a huge, huge blessing at the time with everything I had going on in life, I realize now how integral that was for giving me the stage, if you will, to put myself in that classroom setting. And I'm so grateful for that to this day. So take that, and then all the other sessions that I've done over the years, from the healings to all of the readings, the psychic readings, the mediumship readings, all of it together, I thought I could be clever and let me just weave in my teaching, if you will, or my mentoring, if you will. And I really thought that would suffice, but it didn't work. Because again, getting back, there wasn't enough time or space in the session because it was dedicated already to a certain intention. So I was trying to force something into a space that there was not enough room for. So I literally had to step back. All right, what's going on here? What's up with these patterns and why? And shift once again. And here we are. So now I like to really embrace that I fit everything in.
Yes. And I'm so happy to see you
really how it is.
in alignment, with what I always felt was your true purpose, as a spiritual teacher and mentor. So it's fantastic to see that, and just kudos to you for taking that journey and coming into your own as a mentor. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I'm not taking credit for that journey, of course. I'm glad that I was a small
Oh my
part of
gosh.
your journey. And, you know, that we've shared that connection and we have all that stuff in common still. And, you know, I feel we are two in a group of souls that came together through the How to Speak Spirit program who have a mission on this planet to, you know, create a positive shift and help other people to move forward on their own spiritual journeys. You know, it's a positive ripple effect. And I wish you all the blessings in the world. And I'm so grateful to see you doing that work.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that's like music to my ears. You have no idea. It's been a long road, but I wouldn't change a second of it because I know all the blessings that have already transpired and the ones to come. You know, I wouldn't be doing any of this if I didn't believe. So it's such a blessing to hear you express all of this. And from, you know, my time, you know, working with you and having fun with you, I made friends through your community and I've seen that grow. And simultaneously, I've seen just such an explosion. I mean, globally, all around. I mean, on the internet highway, I'm sure, I mean, I know you know, but I'm sure everyone can see how everyone is feeling the effect of the shift. Maybe some people are still sleeping, right? But they're right where they're supposed to be. Those of us that are waking up should have compassion for the ones that are not awake yet. But it's their free will. So whew, it's been one amazing journey, and that makes it sound like it's over, but we're only just getting started.
I totally agree.
Right?
Yes, and it is an adventure. I don't know if you know, but I started a membership group recently called Adventures in Consciousness, and we were having some discussions in there about metaphysical concepts and mediumistic encounters. So I wanted to get your thoughts on one of these that came up a couple of nights ago. What is it, Friday? Wednesday night, we were talking about the concept of earthbounds. So before I share my viewpoint, I just want to get your 2 cents. Have you had any experiences where you would feel that somebody was earthbound or, you know, needed to be crossed over?
So, love the question because for years I did kind of, I don't know if wrestle's the right word with that, but maybe I didn't fully understand it. I had to once again experience it for myself. So, through my own personal and professional journey with communicating with people on the other side, I have to say, in my own practice and experience, I have not, because every being that I've communicated with, from my own personal loved ones, my own personal guides, to loved ones on the other side for clients, it's always been from that state of love and already peace and just, you know, love. That's the word. So no, I'll a better way for me to answer that question would be, when I think of earthbound, it reminds me of us, because I feel us being spiritual beings having a human journey, we are the earthbound souls.
Yes.
So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah. Reminds me of that,
So I don't know if that
Pink
makes
Floyd
sense.
song, Just an Earthbound Misfit, right? And
Oh
again,
my gosh.
I can hear the song in my head now. That's been my experience too.
I'm going to play it after.
And I don't know if
Okay.
it's just a matter of personal experience or vibration or belief, but you know, I know a lot of mediums, and so many of us have never had that experience of working with an earthbound or ever having encountered a spirit that needed to be told to go to the light, that was somehow stuck. And I've taken classes with a lot of you know, like tutors from Arthur Finley who have decades of day in, day out experience with mediumship, and many of them do not believe that it's possible for spirits to be earthbound. But I know other people who say that they do that work, that they help lost souls cross over. So, you know, I try to be open-minded, but it hasn't been my experience. That's all I can say. Somebody in our group who was actually known to a lot of the people in Translating Spirit did have an experience to share with us that was kind of interesting. But, once again, I think our beliefs shape our experiences in a large way. So, you've got mediums who've been working for over 30 years as professional mediums, like that is their job day in and day out, that are telling you, I've never encountered an earthbound spirit. It's kind of interesting, but even those mediums, what I really respect about many of them, and especially Tony Stockwell, my favorite, is that he will entertain the discussion and hear people out when they have a different experience from him. So it's just interesting that, there's just so much diversity of opinion and experience within the realm of mediumship. And there are a lot of common things too. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is, what did you do to develop, for the people who haven't had the experience yet of mediumship development, or, doing workshops, sitting in a circle. I always like to emphasize that mediumship is a set of skills that you can consciously work to develop. It's not that some people are born mediums and other people just aren't that lucky. We all have the equipment, right? So I know for myself, I sat circle with a couple of different mentors for years, and then I did lots of different workshops. And most recently, I had the honor of going to Arthur Findlay College in England in 2019 before coronavirus got started, thankfully. Yeah, so glad we did that trip. That was amazing.
Good timing.
Yes, absolutely. Now I know why I felt such a push to do all these trips right before that.
Oh, there you go. Right.
France,
Divine
England.
timing.
Yes. Yep. Got those. So, and I know that you've done, you did the How to Speak Spirit program, and that involved sitting circle and practicing with each other. And what else do you do to further your skills in mediumship, and what would you recommend to others?
Well, before we go there, I do want to just expand on my experience when I was with you and that program, how wonderful and important it was, because I knew that I already had the experiences of, okay, I'm sensing loved ones here, but it really, having an organized structure in your program really gave me the confidence to grow with it and to really hone in on the mechanics of it. And that really, I'm telling you, like, it did so much for my confidence, and even the skill, it nurtured the skill as well. And then, I ran with that, and I was practicing it, and it just seemed to, I don't know if it exploded overnight, like that, that openness, that awareness, that state of mind, with using it and applying it, definitely very quickly. Because then I knew I was ready to go even deeper. All right, I'm getting this, like, list of information. I know it's an intelligent communication, and I wanted to take that a little bit deeper with the advanced mechanics. And so I found another mentor. You've had him on Translating Spirit, Charlie Kelly, YouTubing, watching the videos. And I jumped onto a few of his Zoom classes, and boom, it was just, so it's basically, it's taking the basic and intermediate mechanics and just amping them up to advanced by just helping you to sort them out, organize them so that you can understand them more when they come in. It just simplifies it.
Yeah.
So I did that for as far as the formal training goes. But again, so much of the equation was application and confidence, really, because we could have all the training in the world, but if we don't have a means of applying it, or whether we're practicing or if we're just doing it, then how can we ever bring out that gift? And trial and error. I've often said that failure has been my biggest teacher. I mean, truth.
Yeah, we learn from our mistakes, we improve when we find out, why that message didn't work, why that evidence didn't work.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
What's been the biggest challenge for you as a medium?
I would say just dealing with the mm, maybe the naysayers, because with the crisis and everything. Okay, rewind back to the pandemic when everything really hit the fan. I'm like, now what do I do? Because most of the people I was helping and working with were in person, one-on-ones. I had small groups in my studio here, or I was traveling. They were in-person sessions. So I'm like, what do I do now? So I got my butt onto Zoom and started doing sessions that way. And I just found, because there was more volume, that I was getting a lot of more of the naysayers and the people that, what I mean by that is those that really don't understand it, or they're coming from a place of fear and desperation. So I found like that police work was indicating that somehow, I'm missing something. Something was missing, which meant it wasn't about them. It was about me. It was about my mission and my offer. It wasn't in alignment with where I am now. That's why I was getting all of that negativity and that naysaying, because I wasn't offering what I was truly supposed to be offering. So if that answers your question, I would say the negativity. And I say that with love, because every one of us is right where we're supposed to be. And, kind of bouncing off your question earlier with, Earthbound and other professionals having different experiences. If that's part of their belief system, then it's only natural that they're going to experience that, because every reality with every single one of us on this planet is real. Like you had said, our beliefs are choices that shape reality. So therefore, why wouldn't they experience it? It's what they're allowing and choosing to believe. So equating that to the naysayers, if you will, same thing. So I mean, I met them with love, but I said, it's not on them, it's on me. So that's part of my pivot to, take a step back and see, how can I meet more of the positive, open-minded people that are ready and willing to do the work to, connect on their own. So if that makes sense.
Yes, awesome. So, and what's your favorite thing about the work that you do?
Every um every session to date, every experience sitting with another amazing person never ceases to amaze me, that because I'm human, right? We're all human. And even though we sit with the intention of communicating with the other side, loved ones on the other side, it never ceases to amaze me, because we're doing it. We're getting information from our loved ones. And what that does is, sure, it gives us instant peace and closure and comfort. But even more, it explains that we're spiritual beings.
Yes.
Justin, I learned the phrase "we're meat suits" from you. I don't know where you got that from, but it always stuck with me, because we're spiritual beings having a human journey. So isn't it kind of ironic that it's still like, why would it amaze us if ultimately we're spiritual beings first? But again, maybe the gift is really being human, because it's a temporary thing.
Yeah, it's a unique experience. And from what I gather, it's one that in which we can really make quick progress on our eternal spiritual journey. That Earth is a challenge, as I understand it, in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah. So,
Yeah, I've said before, I'm not coming back this time or next time.
yeah, moving on to some other experience. I don't know. I mean, this planet is lovely.
Yeah.
There's a lot about this planet that I have yet to experience in terms of travel, and I hope that will be possible again soon.
Oh yeah,
But it does have its challenges.
absolutely.
Definitely does. But
Yeah, especially today, it's been
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy
Crazy.
year or two. Well, almost a year now. You feel
But, you
good
know,
too.
it reminds me of when we talk about that particular dynamic with the climate, you know, the climate shakeup, if you will, the global shakeup. It reminds me of a snow globe, right? I've mentioned this somewhere before. I've written it about it. It's like when we shake up the snow globe, everything, you know, you can't see anything. And then when all the snowflakes settle, it's just what it reminds me of. There's peace again, there's serenity. With the last year, and, you know, even we're still feeling the residual of it.
Mhm.
It's like a snow globe, you know, but it does lead to peace, and it leads to evolution and higher thinking, higher vibing, higher states of consciousness. So it's inevitable, but, you know, those of us that aren't ready are going to resist it. So that's why I feel like there's a duality of the resistance and the those that choose to embrace.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Good.
like my snow globe, I should have one,
It's a good metaphor.
but I'm getting tired of it. I don't know. How much snow do you have?
It's, there are a couple of feet out there. It's starting to melt now. The last few days we had temperatures in the 40s, but what was it? 3 weeks
Yes.
ago we got 2 feet, and then more on top of that, and then more, and then more, and then more. And it's just
Yeah.
starting to melt now.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's like the tundra out there.
been, it's crazy. We haven't seen this kind of snow in forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm thankful because my dog, you know, Spirit, my Alaskan Malamute, is 14. He just had a birthday, February 12th. And so this was his
Wow.
birthday wish, you know. He's getting older. He loves the snow. So I
Yay! Happy
was
birthday,
hoping
Spirit.
to have a very snowy winter, you know, and we got it. So sorry to those who don't enjoy the
Oh my
snow.
gosh. So he
I wish
must
for
like
it,
run
but
around. Does he roll around in it?
yes, he makes doggy snow angels. He does.
Really? Did you have to teach him, or does he just
Oh no.
instinctively know?
No, he always did. Like he would go out and put his paws in the snow and just be like, just start rolling around.
That's so cute.
And now the new dog that we have, Pixie,
Oh,
she's half German Shepherd mix and half Husky.
yeah.
So she
Yeah.
loves it too. She
Beautiful.
puts her paws in the snow and rolls in it and all that. So it's fun. Gotta love the
Love it.
animals.
Yes.
So I guess we should go soon, but I want you to let people know how they can contact you if they would like to. Tell us a little bit about the program that you're offering these days and how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. So they can find me on there's multiple ways. My website, just go to ShaineAmour.com, or find me on Facebook a few different ways, either through my business page, Facebook.com/ShaineAmour there as well, or even my personal profile. And they can pop on over wherever, you know, find the same information. But yeah, so I'm just thrilled to be able to offer this new program where I have taken the mediumship experience and combined that with the mentorship. So now it's kind of like you got the best of both worlds, and I'm just so thrilled and humbled and excited. I'm really honored. So thank you for asking, and I'm be really more than happy to, you know, chat with somebody to get them started on expanding their journey. So thank you for asking, and thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. My pleasure. And I'm so excited for you and so glad that you're doing this important work. And, you know, I always say it's good for people to work with more than one teacher in mediumship. I like seeing my students go and explore and work with different teachers and learn different things and come back and converse with me about their journey. And I've learned from many different teachers, and every one of them has taught me something a little bit different. And you kind of piece together your own style in mediumship and in, you know, spiritual mentorship from what you learn. So, you know,
Yeah,
we all
so
teach a little
true.
differently, and every medium does their work a little bit
So
differently.
true.
Yeah.
Right, right. So very well said. There's so much value in everything that you learn, and I'm just forever grateful to my time with you, but we're not done yet. We got a lot of work to do.
We do
But
have a lot
thank
of
you,
work to
Cheryl.
do.
I'm so
Absolutely.
excited to see you again.
You too. And I'm very honored to have you come back and speak with me. And I'm glad that we're still in touch. And it's been an honor to know you for the last few years. And I'm just excited to see you continue to progress in your spiritual enterprise there, your spiritual business, and, you know, touch more souls and get out there even more with your gifts, because you are a very talented medium and spiritual teacher. And it's a blessing to know you.
Well, thank you so much, from my heart to yours. Don't make me cry now. I need my tissues, but
Right.
so much love to you.
Soon, okay?
I'll talk to you soon.
I love you.
Yes. Mwah. Bye.